Previously on Blade Vortex Build Diary. I got it! Yo! And a jewel! Oh my god! This is an Elementalist, Forbidden Flame and Forbidden Flesh. The weapon, it's omniscience now, using Black Sun Crest. I got this beautiful ring. The other ring, the body armor, a new pair of boots, the belt, I crafted this bad boy, the gloves didn't change, I still like the gloves. The shock effect reduction implicits on my jewels allow me to get Soul of Abrath. Clusters with quick getaway and pressure points, the build just goes. Like and subscribe. Hi, hello and welcome. Let's talk about Headhunter. Whoops, wrong picture. This one, right, yeah. So, Headhunter. Headhunter, it's actually kind of cracked. Like, it's really incredibly good. Especially now that the duration of the buffs is 60 seconds. The damage that you get, the defense, oh my god, the defense is so good. That's the only thing that we're missing in the build, defense. And you slap a Headhunter, you add a bunch of juice to your maps, boom. Defense acquired. Don't need anything else. It's great. Like, it's just great. I'm pretty sure my current build should not be able to do Simulacrum Wave 30 deathless, especially, right? And I did it. I did 100% Delhi maps deathless. Multiple of them. No matter the mods, easy. Double Beyond, 100% Delhi, Conqueror maps, right? With all the pack size, all the juice, everything. Deathless. Zero issues whatsoever. However, there is one big, well, in my eyes, it's actually a very big downside because my build was primarily made focusing on going zoom, right? Just going fast, exploding everything, and exploding that side with Headhunter, that's even better, right? Because it scales explodey, so that's incredible. But the chill, right? So it's a reverse chill build. However, Headhunter gives us, well, not all the time, but like if you're juicing your maps, it's like 80 to 90% up. And what is it? Chill immunity. Well, it's not immunity, you still are chilled, but with zero effectiveness, which means that I lose over 100% movement speed. Like, it's close to 150 movement speed that I lose because of this. And that is not nice. That is not nice at all. Like, it kind of like defeats the purpose of me going self-chill, reverse chill, if I don't have that effect on me pretty much like at any point in the map except for the very beginning, right? So then it feels like I'm playing a normie build, as I call it, right? A normal build that's not go crazy, go stupid, zoom, right? Like, I guess you could look at it from two perspectives. So one of them is that you have very fast movement speed, incredible zooms, until the point that you have Headhunter juice, right? So if you look at it from that perspective, it's actually great. Like, this build together with Headhunter, that's a perfect combination. But from my perspective, the way I see it is that I get juice, right? I equip Headhunter and I become slower. Yes, I don't die at all, but I'm slower. And for those, 100% delirium maps, it doesn't really matter because you still have to keep running back and forth, and yeah, it doesn't really matter. But in less juicy map, when you're not doing double beyond maps, right, just normal maps, you get that one chill mod from a monster and then you're slow for the rest of the map. Well, I guess not, because you cannot clear the map in 60 seconds without the movement speed. So, well, yeah, it slows you down and I don't like it. But then again, There are maps where you don't get that mod, and then you get the defensive. You even get the speed from Headhunter, right? There's like 1 or 2 movement speed modifiers that you can steal with Headhunter. And yeah, that feels amazing. But then you get chill immunity, 0% effect of chill. You get that, and it sucks. My computer cannot handle so much juice, so that also, like the crazy lag also doesn't help with the enjoyment of the game. I'm cutting down on juice, and I'm still gonna be playing with Headhunter for a while. Probably try to go for level 100 because, well, I just don't die with the Headhunter equipped. Basically, a quick conclusion would be that Headhunter is great, obviously, right? But like the more juice you add, the better it gets, and this build utilizes Headhunter juice in a way that it actually feels like you're playing the old Headhunter, the juicy zoom Headhunter, and that is great. So yeah, enough about Headhunter though, let's move on to the build. So before jumping into each item individually in detail, let's quickly glance over the changes that happened. So now I'm using Lightning Warp instead of Frost Blink and Leap Slam. It's Lightning Warp, faster casting, and less duration. We have an Abyssal Socket gloves to get phasing on kill, Jewel right here. A new body armor with +1 active skill gems instead of +1 curse, which leads to dropping 1 curse. We had Assassin's Mark and Elemental Weakness with a Hex Touch on our Vortex, so we dropped the Hex Touch Elemental Weakness from the Vortex, and now we have Steel Skin and Cast and Damage Taken instead of those 2 gems. I swapped over my Boot, Herald of Ice and Clarity, Arrogance, Critical Strike setup into Helmet to benefit more from the +1 socketed gems. And the auras from the helmet just went into the boots. Nothing changed in terms of auras. The Headhunter, right, I'm using a Headhunter now, and because Headhunter quite frequently gives us a lot of block chance, I decided to drop the Rumi's Concoction, which I highly recommend using if you are not using Headhunter, right? So the setup was just that. Instead of Bottled Faith and a Granite Flask with reduced effect of curses, I was using Rumi's Concoction and a Sulfur Flask with reduced effect of curses. Headhunter defensive buffs also allowed me to level up a few times, so now I'm level 98, and this is my current passive tree. Alright, so let's dive a little bit deeper into each individual item, and let's start with the gloves. So in previous videos, I was using double essence attributes and a temple mod gloves, and I really like those gloves. Those gloves are technically the biggest damage, right? They are kind of like best in slot if you're not using a Headhunter. However, if you're not using a Stygian Vice, which has an Abyssal Socket where you can put in this jewel with phasing, this is huge. Like, actually insane quality of life. We gain more movement speed, we get phasing, more life, and a little bit of damage. This is less damage than my previous gloves with double attributes, but I would say that this is definitely worth it, especially because with a little bit of luck, I will eventually get +1 movement speed implicit here as well from Harvest, so that will also give more movement speed. And you know, more movement speed is always good. Also, you can see that here I have a chosen mod, Life and Mana Regen. So initially I went for tier 1 life, and then I tried to Ashling Slam the gloves, tried to get some physical damage converted to cold, and then craft increased damage while leeching, and that would be the best damage option. However, I failed the Ashling and my implicits were already done. I could not redo the prefixes easily, so I got Life, Unveil, I decided to keep it, and the Mana Regen is actually really nice. And why it's actually needed? Because I swapped to Lightning Warp. Lightning Warp actually has a very high mana cost. Right now it's 37 mana, and without my power charges, I don't have that much mana regen because we have these points right here, mana regeneration per power charge. So once I'm at like 9-10 power charges, you know, the regen actually becomes pretty good. But until then, it's a little bit low, on the low side, 47, right? So I'm constantly spamming my 37 mana cost Vortex on my left click. That's consuming almost all of my mana. You know, Blade Vortex, 43 mana, Lightning Warp, 37 mana, Assassin's Mark, 32 mana. So it's not super nice with 74 unreserved mana, but with that increased mana regen, it actually becomes a lot better. So now you can see with 9 power charges and Arcane Surge up, we have 86 mana regen, and that is enough. Without the mana regen on the gloves, it becomes 73 versus 86, right? It's not a huge difference, but it's actually noticeable. Like, it reaches that perfect spot where it feels comfortable to use everything, and it recovers fast enough that I don't really notice that I'm out of mana. Like, sometimes, yes, but like very rarely. One more thing that I have for mana, since we're speaking about mana recovery, is this little mod, 6 mana gain on kill on my ring. And this is actually pretty huge. I will be changing this ring soon, probably, and I will miss this mod because this mod allowed me to do technically no region maps, but wait, 1 more damage, right? So I would definitely recommend going for this option, doing Subkiss cannot be changed, using a Veiled Chaos Orb, and unveiling the life mod with mono regen. That helps a lot. The crafting of these gloves, the same thing as I covered in my previous video about how to craft gear. It's instead of double essence attributes, you just combine 1 essence attribute with an abyssal socket, and then you combine that with the temple mod. And it took me a lot of tries, I failed a lot of times, but eventually it worked out. So these are the gloves. Unfortunately, it wasn't the essence intelligence, it was just a tier 1 intelligence, but it is what it is. Now the boots. So the boots, I had technically better boots because they had more movement speed and they had life and stuff like that. But I was silly enough to believe in my RNG, and I went to double crop the boots, breaking my nice boots, or potentially making them nicer, but like they're perfectly divined. Okay, not perfectly, but the important things are perfect. The tailwind, the movement speed, the life. Bada bang, bada boom. Oh no. Yeah, so that was a mistake. That was a bad call, a bad decision, but it is what it is. And then I spent over 20x to get to this point, to just Awakener Orb, Elevated Unaffected by Ignite, and Elevated Tailwind. I got kind of lucky that I got percent strength, right? That is actually a pretty good mod to get for this build for omniscience, because that is 8% increased omniscience. But to get the movement speed back and the life back, that's gonna be a big gamble, because if I fail the Ashling, which I have to do to get the movement speed to 30%, yeah, that 20-30x again. I mean, technically it could cost below 10x if you just elevate in first try, but of course, like, it takes 5-6 tries for each mod, so RNG can be a little bad. Okay, let's just use the word bad here. So these are the boots. I mean, they work, it's fine. Hopefully I can upgrade them eventually back to their previous glory. And then obviously Headhunter, right? I talked about it a lot. It's really good. I have movement speed implicit. I really wanted that. I spent a lot of money for it. I paid like 100x quite a while ago. I think that's still a good deal because the attributes are well rolled. Life is okay rolled. You know, like, they're actually pretty decent. And I really love movement speed, so definitely worth the money. I got an upgrade for the Winter Weave, a little bit more percent for omniscience, and then instead of cold damage to spells, I have lightning damage. That's what was available. There was no other option, so I got that. I got a +1 power charge helmet finally. Decent rolls, not the best, not the worst. That cost me like 10x, nothing crazy here. Omniscience didn't change. The ring, right, so the ring, I bought this ring quite early in the league, right? I bought it for 9 exalts. Now this ring is way more expensive than that, but there is an alternative actually for a better ring than this. Of course, it could be even better with +1 power charge implicits, but that costs like 100x to just start with that. And basically, what would be a better ring, and actually a cheaper ring, is to craft increased spell damage per power charge synthesized ring with triple tier 1 attributes. But it is very unlikely to hit 3 tier 1 attributes. So my plan is to get another ring. The base doesn't matter because we want to get this base with that implicit. You get a fractured tier 1 attribute. Ideally, you know, perfect roll because you cannot divine it anymore. So ideally this would be 55, but a 54 instead of 55, it's a little bit cheaper. Well, it's actually quite a bit cheaper. So potentially a very cheap option. If you get lucky, you could do this in your first try. I failed a lot of tries now, over 15 tries. So it cost me quite a bit of money. But basically you do a jewelry recombinator You put in the 2 rings. From my failed attempts, it seems that it's better to use rare rings to make them rare, and then having only 1 suffix gives us a 66% chance of transferring the desired fracture strength, and then a 50-50% chance of choosing the correct base. So the chances are pretty high, right? But it was unsuccessful until now. Hopefully this could work out right now for the video. That would be very great. So bada bang, bada boom. And it did something that is unfortunate, and that happens. And yeah, even rare items turn into magic items sometimes. Yeah. Anyway, just unlucky. I mean, it had an open suffix still. It just never lucky, I guess. Anyway, that's the idea. So you get that ring with a fractured attribute, and then you just spam some essences until you hit triple tier 1 attributes, and that's a really good ring already. That already beats this ring right here. And then you can work on prefixes, get in a veiled mod, right? Crafted damage mod, life or minus mana cost. Quite a few things you can do from there, and it's technically a lot cheaper, and you can do it yourself, and it is quite deterministic. Of course, there is a chance that you get a +1 power charge while doing this, right? Because that's how I do it. So I make sure that there is an open prefix always. That's why I combine only 2 prefixes to make sure that there's an open prefix, and we have a chance of getting this beautiful +1 power charges, +1 maximum power charges modifier. It's a lot of copium, but it could happen. All right, and then the big item, the new body armor. So this one is double elevated. You don't have to elevate the +1 active skill gems. That is 5% AoE for my blade vortex, and it doesn't actually give me more AoE, but I just accidentally hit that when I was doing something, and I kept it for a long time, and eventually there it is. That's what I have. Yeah, it's elevated explode mod, +1 active skill gems, maximum life as extra maximum energy shield for a lot more energy shield, right? And then with my Awakener's Orb, I hit % intelligence and 34 or 32 strength, which is really good. It was really good. And then I crafted % attributes, and that was a really good body armor, but I wanted to upgrade it, and it had an open prefix and an open suffix. So my idea was to go prefixes cannot be changed, right? Because that's the important part, the elevated mods. Prefixes cannot be changed, and then Ashling Slam. And the best case scenario would have been that I would remove the crafted prefixes cannot be changed, and then get either a prefix unveil mod or a suffix unveil mod. It wouldn't matter too much which one it is, because it would be a buff either way, but it removed the strength, and then I unveiled intelligence, so technically this is pretty good as well. And then I still had an open suffix, so I crafted the life as extra energy shield, I Exile slammed. I was really hoping for an attribute, because, you know, that would be great, but not always do great things happen, and I got some life regen, but it is what it is. I lost quite a bit of damage because I lost the 6% increased attributes, but it is what it is. This is better for survivability, and the damage is definitely enough for everything in the game. So this is usable for sure. Could be better, but it is great nonetheless. The flasks that I'm currently using are Aziri's Promise for chaos resistance and some damage. Then I'm using a diamond flask with reduced effect of shock on you during flask effect. That paired with the Blissets on my jewels with reduced effect of shock on you brings me to 0 effect of shock when I'm clearing, when I'm bossing, so that's pretty important. And the diamond flask is good not only for your BV, but it also scales the Explodey crit, it scales the Herald of Ice crit. Since we are using Hatred Watcher's Eye with crit, that gives crit chance to Herald of Ice and the Explodey, and then it gets scaled with the diamond flask a bit more, so that is pretty important. And then a Giga Movement Speed Quicksilver, of course, this is great. I have a Granite Flask with at least 50% reduced effect of curses on you, and that paired with my Bottled Faith or a normal Sulfur Flask, we can get quite reliable curse immunity. And then I'm using Bottled Faith because with Headhunter, I don't really need the Rumi's concoction, right? I'm getting blocked from Headhunter. So with Headhunter, what I recommend is a Granite Flask with reduced effect of curses on you, and then a Bottled Faith. However, if you're not using a Headhunter, then going for Rumi's concoction and a normal Sulphur Flask with reduced effect of curses on you to get some block in your build, and that helps a lot to get some defense. That's about it for the changes. And yeah, I mean, the build is great. I'm enjoying myself still to this day after so many days played. I just cannot get enough of this zoom explodey action. So hopefully you guys that are doing this build as well are having a lot of fun. I realize that this build actually becomes really fun only when you put quite a bit of money into it, but when you put the money into it, it is the build, okay? Like, actually, the build. I cannot imagine. I can't even think of anything that I would enjoy after this build. Like, it just does not get better. It just doesn't. It just does not. It's great. Softcore experience, this is as good as it gets, in my opinion. Anyway, alright. Stay safe. Have fun. Enjoy the clips. And I will, yeah, catch you probably. Or maybe you will catch me. We'll see. Anyway, until the next time. Wait, she can't move. No? Wait, what the hell? Wait, what? Unexpected indeed. That was super smooth.
Tight tethers! A veil of safety and security.
No, what? Oh my god, I touched the thing. Oh, the Shaper's Beam. Wait, that was a clone though. What do you mean? Do this until I hit just 2 suffixes. Or 1 suffix. What the f... Tier 1 expression and Tier 1 region. This is what I've been trying to craft since the beginning of the league with recombinators. Are you fucking shitting me? Okay. What? The fuck just happened? Essence int, Abyssal socket with Tier 1 int and Temple mod. Oh, bada bang, bada boom. Close my eyes. Oh my god. Just get lucky. Just get lucky. Oh, it hit! Wait, I thought it's normal part. Oh my god, it hit! Yo! I did it! Bada bang, bada boom. More like bada bang, bada poof. Rip. Alright. 7 years bad luck. Bada bang, bada boom. Card gamma. Alright, since I'm out of space, where's my 7 years of bad luck? Let's make it good luck. Okay, nothing happened. Go again. So technically I am getting that because it's 30 here. So technically I go above what I was before, right? What, 64 on reserve? 36. But like, it could be better. Let's go for good. Let's go for good stuff. Alright, annul first. This is why you never stop. This is why you keep going. Just need one more. Just one more. Oh my god. Okay, please. I'm just gonna close my eyes and wait. Button, bada bang, bada boom. Well, that's pain. That is pain. Bada bang, bada boom. 2120. Oh, it hit! It hit! Oh! A number 4. Oh my god, I actually did it. Yo, good things actually happen. Oh, that's some copium, finally. Okay, yo, that's another million damage. So now I'm at 11 million damage. Jazui, a correction. 11 million damage. Come over, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Bye.